Hello there. How to stop drinking alcohol. It's a personal story. Everybody has their own way of doing something like that, like quitting a bad habit, could be nicotine, alcohol, or anything else. This is my story. I was sailing on the IJsselmeer a couple of years ago, and he was a drinker like I was a drinker, mainly beer, every once in a while something added, but in general beer drinkers. But also a good amount, and when I was by myself, I would start drinking at noon or could be earlier, and it was a big bottle, 1 liter of beer plus sometimes a bottle of wine. So, and it was a regular thing, it was a daily thing. He said to me, stop drinking for maybe 3 months. And he suggested to stop drinking on Christmas or New Year's, and then do not drink any alcohol until Easter, which is usually in March or in April. Thought about the idea, thought, well, that's reasonable, see how tough I am, if I can handle it, and so I did. So in the beginning, of course, these regular squeezes in the stomach and these regular, you want to drink, and for the first day is difficult, first week is difficult. After that one, it becomes more like a habit. After a couple of weeks, or maybe even after a couple of months, the mind starts clearing up. So suddenly you have a different perspective. So did I. So I started thinking a little differently about alcohol consume. And then there was a year in 2020, so it was a COVID year. So came Easter around, I thought now I can start drinking, but I thought if I start drinking now in the COVID times, I'm going to drink like a fish, like I did before. So I waited a little bit longer, and I actually didn't drink for just about half a year. It was maybe in June. Then I said, okay, let's see whether we can handle that. Immediately I went back to the same habit like before, drinking a bottle of beer. We're talking about 1 liter or could be more, wine, same situation like before. So I wasn't happy with that, and I had to realize that there is not something in between, like many people go like, oh yeah, after sunset or on the weekends or only with people. None of that stuff has worked for me, So all these restrictions, these timely or situations didn't work for me. So I had to say yes or no. I had to make a decision. And so I was drinking again from June to about October. So it was another 3 months, and I was falling back in the very same habit. And in October, finally, I decided I'm going to stop for good, which I did. And this when I was 3 years ago, and I'm very happy about it. I drink, I'm not this 100% religious kind of non-drinker. So in the situation that New Year's evening, or there comes a toast or a chin-chin, we'll do that, When I go out with my wife, she has a glass of wine. Sometimes I smell it. Maybe I have a sip. But I don't have fun with it anymore. And if I drink a beer, it's okay. And then the second beer, that I get drunk and I don't want it anymore. So it has to do something maybe with my age. At that point, at my point where I am right now, I'm going like, I had enough. I did it for 50 plus years, and there's nothing new, and there's nothing to gain, and there's no new experience. Everything been there, done that. So at this moment, I decided I'm just going to live an alcohol-free life. And since I do, I'm happier. I'm more active, more proactive. I decide faster, better. I have a better life in general. So that is my way of quitting alcohol. And you have to be a little bit tough. And all these excuses, it's a disease, it's an illness, or it's just a habit, or all bullshit, it's all bullshit. You're drinking because you want to get into that stage of forgetting and not realizing it's a coping out process. But all that stuff, when you're a drinker, that doesn't, you negate it. You deny that. You just say like, no, I'm fine. No, you're not. Because when you're regularly drinking, when that's your regular habit, you have always a constant haze around your brain, and your vision is not clear and you don't see things from the outside. So now that I'm drinking, and I'm not a prophet, I'm not telling people to stop drinking, because I did my share of drinking. Could have had, for that money I spent on drinking, could have bought a house, could have had a nice car or more. So there's a lot of wasted money on that one. You know, the brain cells, some of them I hope not, but they say that they're permanently damaged. At this moment, I am fine. You know, I still give English classes, so my brain works just fine. But it could have been better. It could have been earlier. I could have had a different life if I didn't drink for the 50 years that I did. So my suggestion is do that 3 months, Easter to, New Year's evening to Easter, or any time you choose, but it should be at least 3 months, because you need a certain time to clear your mind. And it's not done in 3 days or in 3 weeks. You need 3 months or more, and then maybe then you come to that point that you can say, well, you know, I can maybe make an exception, but you'll be happy by not drinking alcohol, like I am much happier now than earlier. That's my take. Happy New Year.